Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Daryl DTV. Thank you for joining me. Well, we lost another one, man. Our brother Biz is gone. It seems like it just keeps happening and happening and happening. Like I said once before, it seems like the people we admire, we just automatically expect them to be around forever. But sadly, that's not the case. Um, I've been a fan of Biz since day one. I think the first time I saw Biz in concert was back in 1987. It was the Dope Jam tour. And that tour consisted of Eric B. and Rakim, Dougie Fresh, Kool Mo D, Big Daddy Kane, Boogie Down Productions, and Biz Markie all in one show. It was great. I still have the ticket stub, in fact. And I've seen Biz many, many, many times over the years, and it's always, an exciting show. Biz always, he aims to please. If you've ever seen him live, you know exactly, what I'm talking about. So I just wanted to take some time, a few minutes, and just kind of reflect on Biz. And like I've done before on my channel, when we've lost people, I've kind of um, honor their memory, if you will, by kind of showing off my record collection, of those particular artists. And that's what I'd like to do right now. I'd like to share some of my Biz Markie records that I have in my collection. I have quite a few, and I don't have the entire discography of Biz Markie on vinyl, but I do have, quite a few that I've been collecting since the 80s. So that's what I want to do right now. Let's look at some Biz Markie records and let's remember our brother and all of the joy that he's brought to all of us. And I kind of have these in chronological order. I pulled out everything that I could find. There might be a couple pieces around here that I wasn't able to find, but this is probably 95 to 99% of what I have. So let's go. Let's start off with the very first Biz Markie 12-inch. This was the Make the Music with Your Mouth Biz on Prism. If you remember that. And that there is an original pressing. You can see somebody kind of colored the prism in and whatnot. But that's the very first Biz Markie 12-inch. And then he later on he came out with the uh, the picture sleeve version of that, and this is an original of Biz Markie, Make the Music with Your Mouth. That's an original pressing there, and of course, I had to go out and get the reissue doubles on that so I could do what I wanted with these while preserving my OG copy, which needs a lot of tender love and care. So you got the OG, and then here you have the uh, the reissue. Um, Next up, we have Nobody Beats the Biz. Everybody knows that song. That indeed is an OG copy here. And a lot of Biz Markie's records were reissued. A lot of his earlier stuff was reissued. So I'll definitely indicate if it's an OG or if it's a reissue. Most of mine are OG pressing. So this here is an OG pressing of Nobody Beats the Biz. All right. Next up, we got Vapors. The Vapors 12-inch. Let's get a little closer look at that. We all love the Vapors. I think that was 1988, 89. Then we got Biz Markie. Biz is going off 12-inch. And this Vapors is actually, let me back up. It's Vapors on one side, and then it's Biz is going off on the B side. So you got a double banger here. This is actually the regular version of it, and then this with the picture sleeve is actually a promo copy, which is kind of weird because usually you might have just the sleeve that's a promo and the picture sleeve, but it's not always the case. And I don't know if you can see that, but right up there in the corner you can see the promo stamp there. Biz is going off. OG 12-inch, of course. And then we have the very first album. I believe this was 88. Biz Markie going off. And then I got the cool little autograph there. Man, fantastic, fantastic record. By far his best as far as I'm concerned. And then check out that back hit. Does that look familiar? How cool is that? Biz is going off LP. Listen to some of these songs on here that you're familiar with. I won't say all of them, but Picking Boogers, Biz is going off, Vapors, Make the Music with Your Mouth, Nobody Beats the Biz, This Is Something for the Radio. Those were all being played on the radio back then when that record came out. I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, my hometown at the time, and all of those records were being played on the radio. Next up, we have This Is Something for the Radio. Promo copy. My man Cool V on the back. And then we have everyone's favorite, Just a Friend. OG. Then we go to the second album, the Diabolical Biz Markie, The Biz Never Sleeps. Look at that album cover. I can't remember the brother's name, but there was this photographer who was like Cold Chillin's like official photographer. So this is the same guy who took like the picture for Big Daddy Kane's first album, Long Live the Kane. He took the picture for Molly Mall's album, In Control, with everybody on the cover. He actually has a book with all of these pictures in it. I'm sorry, forgive me, I can't remember his name, but yeah, it's a cool book, and this brother's definitely talented. None of those early Cold Chillin' records were boring at all. They were all like something to look at. And look at that back hit. Is that cool or what? So yeah, this was a great album. My two favorite songs on here was Biz and Harmony and Things Get a Little Easier. Fantastic record. The Biz Never Sleeps. Some of the singles off of that album, of course, was Spring Again. And that's where they used the Donny Hathaway, Roberta Flack. I think it was Back Together Again. I think that was the name of the song. Got the Cool V and the Biz Markie signatures on there. Check out that back. Can you find Biz and Cool V in there? Then we move on to the I Need a Haircut LP. This is the promo version of that. OG promo version. How this remained in such good condition is beyond me, but this is a nice clean copy of I Need a Haircut. And then later on I bought the reissue. I believe this was 93, I believe this reissue came out. 91. And you can tell it's got the little sticker there. So that's the reissue of I Need a Haircut. Some of the singles off of there, of course, was Toilet Stew Rap. And Let Me Turn You On. Look at that. Biz was crazy, wasn't he? I mean, look at this. Look at this stuff. I don't think Biz ever took a boring picture on any of his album covers, his record covers. There's Biz, Young Girl Blues. That, of course, is an OG. And then we move on to, I think, what was his next album after this? I don't actually own it. All Samples Cleared. I actually don't own that record. If I do, it's lost in here, but I'm pretty sure I don't have that record. So, unfortunately, I'm not able to show that one to you. But here's some Stutter Step. That was a big single for Biz. This 12-inch got bootlegged a lot, apparently, because it was super rare when it came out. I had it right away, and I didn't have any problems getting it. You know, I didn't have to jump through any hoops. I just found it right away, and I guess it was really really hard to find. Not a lot of OG copies came out, when that record was released. Now the next record, excuse me, is by a band called Morchiba, and it's a song called "In the Hands of the Gods," and it's featuring Biz Markie. The reason why I have this in my collection and not in the M's for Morchiba is because they're actually like an instrumental band. Um, and so there's no vocals on here. It's just Biz Markie rapping throughout the entire song. So I felt like I don't have any more of their stuff, so I don't have a section for them. So I decided to put this, in with my Biz Markie records because it's a Biz Markie record for the most part. So yeah, that's Morchiba in the Hands of the Gods featuring Biz Markie. Now this next one is really really cool. This is a bootleg, I'm pretty positive. This is Biz Markie, Digging on Blue. And what Biz did on here was he just took a bunch of Blue Note jazz records and did a mix. So like a mixtape mix. And he pressed it on vinyl. And so this is really, really cool. Very, very laid back and soothing, and has a lot of cool Blue Note records on there. So yeah, that's a cool one. Then I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the Super Rapping series that came out. This was a 12-inch they did with Biz Markie, Turn the Party Out, and this was in 2001 that this one came out. So yeah, there's doubles in there because you know how I like to get down. And then we had this 12-inch. It's actually got Biz on one side and it's got MC Light on the other side. But the Biz Markie song is called "It's the Biz." Can you see that? Let's see if I can. Yeah, there we go. "It's the Biz." So I don't know if this was a bootleg pressing or what. It looks pretty official though. I can't really read the label. I believe it's out of California somewhere, Los Angeles. But yeah, Biz Markie, "It's the Biz." Next up, we have this promo copy of Biz Markie, "Tear It Up" in Games, 12-inch. And then we're going to move into his last album. The first single from his last album was called "Let Me See You Bounce" featuring Elephant Man. This was from the album called Weekend Warrior. Look at that, man. This is ridiculous. I have no words. Yeah, "Let Me See You Bounce." This was one of those like club type songs. I remember I used to play this in the nightclubs a lot. And for to be able to play a Biz Markie song in a nightclub and have the dance floor bouncing was pretty cool, for a Biz Markie record. So yeah, of course there's two copies in there, and then here's the actual copy of the Weekend Warrior LP. Look at that cover. Biz never took a boring picture for a record. All of his pictures were pretty incredible. So that's Weekend Warrior. That was the last full-length album that Biz put out. And what we have here is this is a 12-inch of unreleased Weekend Warrior songs on here. So these were all songs that didn't make the album. There's a song called "To Be Real," "Dime Pieces," "Funk You Up," "So Funky," "I'ma Do It," and then one that just says "Freestyle." So yeah, this is cool to have. Got the OG, and then you got the songs that didn't make it on the record. Weekend Warrior. Another single off of the Weekend Warrior album was called Chinese Food. Do Your Thing. Another Biz autograph on there. Look at that cover. He looks like he looks crazy on there. Look at that. Now this last piece of vinyl I want to show you is actually a bootleg of different. It's like a compilation of different Biz Markie songs. Some of these are songs. Some of these are live performances. Some of these are freestyles. Um, this is a import. This came out of England. And let me just read you the song titles because you got the song titles on the back. There's Biz and Diamond Shell, a song on there. There's a Biz live show where he's actually live in concert somewhere, and it's an early show. It's not like one of the later. It's not. It's 80s, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Um, there's a track on here called Biz Off the Top, him freestyling. One called Energy. There's Biz doing the Beanie and the Jets song. There's a track on here that just says Human Bonus Beats. There's a song of a live performance of Biz and Redman performing together, going back and forth on the mic, which is cool. There's a track on here called Biz on the Ones and Twos, and that's actually Biz cutting up all of these old school records. Very, very, very cool. And the last track is called Biz and the Beasties and Beastie Boys. So you know they were all real good friends, and so that's the song list for that record. This is pretty rare um, from the research that I've done. So if you can get your hands on a copy of that, you got a serious collector's item. Um, one cool memory of Biz that I have is I'll be quick about this one. Back in I believe it was 2007. Um, there was a conversation that was going back and forth. This was the MySpace days. Me and Fab Five Freddy were going back and forth about the hip hop honors. Remember that show that was on VH1 where they were honoring all of these old school hip hop artists? And I was basically saying how it was getting worse and worse and worse, and I sent it out to a lot of people on MySpace, including Fab Five Freddy. He didn't like what I had to say, so he shot some words back to me, and I just took the whole conversation and I sent it out to as many people as I could all over MySpace, including Biz Markie. Biz replied to me and he just said, "Send me your number." So I sent him my number. He called me like 10 minutes later, and we actually talked for about 3 hours, 3 hours straight, and we were talking about everything. Juice Crew. We were talking about records. We were talking about toys because you know Biz is a big collector. I had a huge, huge toy collection at the time, so we were just chopping it up about everything. Those that know me, if you want the details of that, you can get at me and we can chop it up and I'll tell you. I'll go into detail about some of the stuff that we talked about. But it was cool, you know, getting a phone call from Biz Markie, one of the rappers that I was a huge fan of from day one and, you know, have been following him for the longest. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely, definitely cool memories. I have a few more things that I want to show you before I get out of here. I have a few Biz Markie 45s that I want to show you. These were the only ones that I could find. And there we have the Just a Friend 45. And it says back here, produced by Biz Markie. I didn't know he actually produced that song as well. And then we also have the 45 of Something for the Radio. Both of these with the picture sleeve. That's really cool. Got Cool V on the back with him right there. I got to chop it up with Cool V one year too. This was probably the mid 2000s, maybe 2004 or 5, somewhere in there. Biz was in town DJing at this fancy hotel in Scottsdale, and I guess Cool V was like his road manager, if you will. And me and Cool V, we got to just chop it up for like hours. We just stood there for hours talking about everything. I was telling him about all the shows I remember them doing, and it was a real good conversation, man. I really enjoyed hanging out with Cool V and Biz. That's where I got maybe one or two of these autographs too, and I have some more autograph stuff around here, some stuff that's framed and whatnot. Now you can see behind me, I have I'm into my mixtapes, and I have a few Biz Markie mixtapes I want to share with you guys. The first one is this is a Tape Kings tape, and this is Biz Markie live at the Q Club, May 24th, catching wreck on the one and twos, and it's a cool tape. Trust me when I say Biz is turning this crowd out. I've always enjoyed Biz as a DJ, as a club DJ. Um, And so I bought this tape, man, many years ago, and it's just incredible. He's playing all types of R&B, old and new school. It's a great tape. And then this is another tape. This is from the Classic Cut series, and this was Biz Markie and Funkmaster Flex spinning together live at Tavern on the Green, and that's what the cover of that one looks like. So you got Biz and Funkmaster Flex. This is also a Tape Kings tape. So I believe these are the only two Biz Markie mixtapes that I have. I don't think he put a lot of them out. Maybe a handful at the most that I know about. But I'm glad that I own at least two of them. And then here's something I think you guys will really dig. This is the last thing I want to show you. This is really cool. This is old school. This is a VHS tape of Biz Markie live in concert. This was he performed this on June 15th, 1996, and I'm trying to see where this took place. It doesn't really say. It says 96 was Biz and the Beasties, 6/15/96, and at the Grand 7/16/1997, and that's what the back kind of looks like. And so more than likely, I bought this VHS tape at a record show. Record shows are pretty much the only place where you could find a lot of bootleg concerts, and there were always guys there with tons and tons of VHS and later on DVD bootleg concerts. Mostly rock guys. You didn't see a lot of rap in there at all, but this was cool to have. You know, you see Biz live in concert, you're gonna grab it. You know, no questions asked. So there you have it. That's some cool Biz Markie jewels that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm glad I got a chance to share with you. Biz, there's not a whole lot that I can say that hasn't already been said today a million times already. I can just say that I've always been a huge fan of Biz Markie. I'm going to miss him dearly. I used to see him almost, well, regularly at the park jams, the Crotona park jams in the Bronx. Every summer he'd come and hang out. When he unleashed those 45 Technique turntables to the world, I was in the park right there when he unleashed those on the world. It was a really cool experience, and um, man, we lost a great one. We lost a great one. But we have a lot of stuff to remember Biz by, and we'll continue to celebrate him through his music and the things he did with television and whatnot. And yeah, man, Biz, we gonna miss you. We gonna miss you, brother. So this is Daryl D. This is Daryl D TV. Thank you once again. Thank you to all the viewers out there. I hope you guys keep coming back, and we'll see you soon. Take care of yourself. Peace and love.